welcome. I want to quickly go over the new patch notes, version 6.1.1. This is from the public test server. This is not on a live server yet. All these things here could be changed again. Keep in mind, most of the times there's not a lot of changes, because it's just like bug fixes. More big changes are usually coming in week 3 or 4. So don't be disappointed when there's not a lot of things that changed. So this patch adds a new event for testing the lost treasures of Skyrim, in addition to custom UI scaling for gamepad mode. Okay, that's interesting. They removed this a while ago because like it caused some bugs, and they said it won't come back anytime soon. There was a lot of uproar about it, so I guess they decided to put it back in, which is nice. That's very nice. Several fixes and adjustments have been made to the 2 Stonethorn dungeons. They're very well done. I really like the 2 new dungeons. Cool stuff. As well as some item sets, class abilities, housing systems, and more. Okay, cool. So, just to reiterate again, like all these things, like the dungeons, the scaling, even the event, the housing system stuff, it's all cool. I'm mostly usually upset with the useless combat balance changes. So it's a new event where you can get event tickets. It's not really I like to run dungeon events and stuff like that. I don't really like these. A lot of people like these kind of events, but it's not really mine, because you log in, you kill a monster, you get the event ticket, you log out. It's just not. But you know, whatever. You can pretty much get it from, like, there is these Grey Hose pillage boxes that you can get. Yeah, it's pretty much an event like we are used to. Gamepad mode scaling. A gamepad version of the custom scale setting can now be found in the gamepad video settings. This setting provides control over the size of UI elements within gamepad mode. The keyboard version of this setting still only impacts UI elements. Okay, nice. Split the monster mask containers into 2 different containers. Monster masks A to M and N to Z. Z or Z. Yes, it's Z. Okay, that's nice, because at some point it's just too many and then it's like, oh, RNG, please don't hurt me too much. Edit the style. On the other hand, it's, I don't know, whatever, anyway. Edit the style items for Clockwork, Greymore, and Sea Giant. Okay. So there's a lot of dungeon changes or fixes. I won't really go over them a lot. There will probably be more, because the dungeon dev team is usually working on the dungeons throughout the whole public test servers, because most of the times they're not done yet. It needs a lot of balancing and so on. So yeah, it is what it is. Maybe we'll see how this turns out when it goes live. The only thing I want to mention maybe is Stone Garden. Like, the dungeon itself is amazing. I didn't necessarily like the magic drain mechanics, they're a pain in the ass. And the werewolf behemoth skills. They felt like they slept on. Let me actually, I think I uploaded the picture. Let me try to find it real quick. They added a lot of cast times to these things, and it was just so frustrating to use these abilities and so on. Yeah, here it is. Like, here you have a cast time instant 1 second, 0.5, 1 second, 3 seconds. And the problem is, even on the ultimate, or like on any the instant abilities, you press the button and it's still delayed like crazy, and 1 second feels like 3 seconds. However, I do think I will put this tweet into the description if you want to see all the skills. And yes, you pretty much saw correctly, 607k damage. Don't worry, the werewolf behemoth is only in the dungeon. Like, you can't take that one outside, and it needs to deal that much damage because the enemies have a lot of health. But yeah, I think they're working on improving them, because a lot of people said like it's just horrible to use these cast times. And it just desinks everything. It's just like, I got so triggered. But anyway, they're working on it. Let's see. It's not in here yet, but yeah. Combat and abilities. Fix an issue where abilities that cost health and dealt damage would fail to be incorporated in a target dummy's damage per second calculation. Yeah, so that's the blood for blood spammable that somehow didn't work with a DPS meter in-game. Which was especially frustrating for console because it's the only thing they have to measure. On PC you had combat metrics and it actually worked there. Fix an issue where abilities that granted slotted passive bonus such as werewolf transformations could apply at incorrect times. Okay, interesting. Sure. Dragon Blood. Cog Dragon Blood. Increase the base healing of this ability by 12% to ensure it's closer in line with other heals, such as Breath of Life. With this new value, the heal cog should be slightly weaker than these heals, Breath of Life, while above 50% health, but slightly stronger than them while below 50% health. So yeah. Quantum is like Mech DK main, and yeah, it's like you have 10% health left, you press the ability and it pretty much heals for 0. I don't know. Since these healing nerfs on the battle spirit and all that stuff, most heals are like just painful, especially if you don't have a lot of spell damage or max magicka. Yeah, I don't know, it's not good. RIP. Anyway, Necromancer, Gravelord, Frozen Pestilent Colossus, fix an issue, sure. Werewolf. Attempting to write a group mount while in werewolf transformation will now generate the proper error message. Okay, sure. Fixed an issue. Crafted sects. Fix. Oh yeah, this one. This hits hard. New Moon Acolyte. Reduce the weapon and spell damage granted from this set. 5-piece bonus by or to 401, down from 481. This was done to make up for the fact that the resource cost increase penalty can be easily elevated in group settings by having allies supply you with sets or synergies. This is such a bullshit reasoning. It's like, you could say that for any set out there, right? That it works in a group, and it's just like, okay, find random reason X to nerf set and nerf the set. Because now it's like, yes, New Moon was very strong, right? But for example, like when we look at Briarheart, it gives me 450% weapon damage if you're a stamina setup. Sure, it only has a 10-second uptime and 15 seconds cooldown, so it has like a 5-second where it's not active. But this also heals for a crazy amount. So, like, why would I wear New Moon now? Or I could even say that for like Hunting's Rage. Hunting's Rage gives 300 weapon damage, or like Juliana's gives 300 spell damage. It's only 100 more. But I get this huge ass debuff of like 5% more cost on all the abilities. So I'm not sure. I don't know how I would handle this. And the reason is just weird as hell. I don't like it. It's like, you can say that for any set pretty much. It just feels like they had to find a random reason to nerf the set. I don't know. But anyway, it is what it is. We will see, maybe they will put it back up to 430. We will see. But if that's the case here, I'm sure there's better options, because like 401, it's still strong because like you have a penetration bonus on the 4-piece and stuff like that. But yeah, let's see how this turns out. I'm not convinced it will go live like this. Torx Pact, reduce the bonus to enchantment potency to 45. Okay, that's good. I was like 90%. What? But okay, 45% sounds a lot better. More, let's say it sounds a lot more balanced. Elemental Precision, reduce the bonus critical damage taken from this set stack to 5%. Okay, that's still very good, like very strong. The thing with this set is people tested what it does. Elemental, let's see, elemental precision. Did they rename the set? I'm pretty sure it's Elemental Catalyst, so they probably renamed the set, huh? I gotta check that in game. Because that's what it was called, Elemental Catalyst. And it's the one where basically you can apply Flame Shock and Frost stack. So the enemy takes 6% more critical damage. And people tested it, you can stack these. So you can stack one Flame Shock and Frost. That's basically 18% more critical damage. So it's basically a free Shadow Mundo Stone for the whole fucking group. Completely broken. Like just it's gonna be like it's just, I don't know. It's so fucking broken if that's gonna go live. Because the problem is, one guy can wear this set and the whole group in a trial will get the buff. That's just fucking crazy. We will see. We will see how it turns out. But yeah, if that's the case, if it still works like that when it goes live, like it's gonna be mandatory to have this set in the group. Because it buffs, even 5% is so much. Spell power Q reduces the duration of the major courage granted from this set to 5 seconds, down from 10 seconds. You reinforce the need to constantly heal your allies, getting them to full health. Most people overheal anyway, so yeah, it is what it is. It sounds like getting them to full health is like a problem. It's so easy to overheal in this game. Anyway, Unleash Terror adjusted this set to persist for 10 seconds, up from 5 seconds. Sure. Unleashed Terror, that was also, was it the news? Yeah. When you deal direct damage with a charge, I will put the link to this page into the description. Leap, Teleport, Pull, you cut the enemy, causing them to bleed. Oh, that's a proc set, yeah, that's very strong. Very, very strong. Proc sets, I don't know. Reduce the damage range. Okay. So it lasts longer, but the damage will be like over a longer period of time. It will be distributed. That's usually, I don't know why they always do this. I remember with like Marcelok, the same thing. It's like, okay, here, instant 20k damage. Then the players are like, yeah, Sauce, that's gonna be so fucking broken in PvP. And they're like, oh yeah, we forgot. Let's make it over 4 seconds or 5 seconds. To like, to not have insane instant proc damage. Why do they always forget that? Like, it's so obvious it's gonna cause issues if it deals such amount of damage over a short time. It's gonna cause issues in PvP. Anyway, I am not really a fan of proc sets. It causes so much issue in PvP because of how they scale. It's like you can just build tanky and let the proc set deal the damage. I feel like it should, like proc sets should scale off power. But anyway, whatever. Freshen Stranglers increase the duration of each stack to 10 minutes to make them essentially permanent while fixing some bugs with the extra. Okay. This set is currently undergoing some additional changes which are not yet complete. We plan to increase the maximum stack count from 20 to 50, allowing this set to stack up to a maximum of 2000 weapon and spell damage, but with a 50% reduction in healing and shield efficiency. Efficacy? That should probably be efficiency. Yeah, I don't know that word. 50% increased damage taken. This should make the maximum power of this set unattainable to reach by multiple players in trial settings. At the moment, these stacks are also not being removed on death. Okay, so yeah, once you die... So what they're trying to say here is... They want you... Like, it is possible to get 2k weapon and spell damage, but... You need to get the kill to get the stack, so you need to get the killing blow. So when 10 people kill one monster, only one player will get the stack, like it is on live right now. And now they're saying, well, we will make it super high, the stack, so it will be impossible for people to get all the stacks for each player. That is probably correct. But honestly, it's like, I don't know. It is what it is. Did they remove the... They removed the 30 seconds cooldown bullshit thingy. That was just... So I like this version more than I liked like the week 1 public test server version, because it would have been completely useless. Now you can use it. But we will see how this works out. Like sometimes it's really hard. Even like in Sunspire, you're at the last boss and you have like 10 stacks. So it might still be worth it, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see. This set was originally created to be a risk-reward set that inflicted you with such a high penalty that despite the power potential it offered, attaining it would be something you would seldom want to keep. No. It was not... Like, the thing is, this game has such a hard power creep. The good groups, they use this set. You could run 20 stacks. You just get like 2-3k more health. And 20 stacks was no problem to run. This is so easy to negate the negative effects. After monitoring much of the set's performance and metrics after Kramer launch, we noticed the overall goal of people using the set was to sit at max stacks for as long as possible and never really think about dumping them. Yeah, so, yeah. The issues behind this stem from the fact it offered so much damage that even if their character did die, they would rather try again than not try at all. What? During this PTS cycle, we have found a much healthier maximum of the set that still offers a staggering amount of power if you can capitalize, but with even more aggressive penalties. Yeah. So yeah, we will see. We will see how this turns out. Yeah. The mythic items definitely evaluate, like, how do you say that? They tremendously increased the power creep by a buttload, both in PvE and PvP. And now they're trying to, like, find a way out of it. In that, if that makes sense, it's like, well, okay. Anyway, additionally, we saw this set being used by far too many players in trials, which led to an unhealthy balance between magic and stamina. We have rectified the latter by adding in the addition of weapon damage, but we still don't want this set being run by 8 damage dealers. Last week with the first PTS patch, we attempted to make this impossible by stack, but it came with the trade-off that this set now introduces a new layer of difficulty, time and stack management. Yeah, it was basically impossible, right? Sometimes you run through a trial and over 5 minutes you don't get a single stack because you don't get the killing blow on the monsters. We heard that overall it was simply too much for the set. We have toned it back. They would have known this if they actually played trials, in my opinion, but matter of the fact is, most of the people that make decisions at Souls, they don't play trials. We have toned it back and increased the duration to 10 minutes. Nice. Which we can still address further if need to be. Remove some of the stress of needing to constantly live in battle and get kills. This change would have allowed the set to be run again in trials. Yeah. Oh my god, this is a half essay. As mentioned above, in a future period we will be increasing the maximum number of stacks from 20 to 50. Okay, so that's not in yet. As well as amping up the penalties from 40 to 50. So like, the penalty, like the champion point system, the red champion points, it's the biggest power creep. So you can just set off this extra damage, no problem, right? Sure, 50% is a lot, but you get like 2, 3, or even 4k more health and problem solved. We will see. We will see how this turns out. There's so much changes. Like if you have to get 10 stacks for it to be worth, it might not be worth at all to run it. We will see. Maybe only a few people that really focus on getting killing blows and shit like that. And yeah. Basically max orcs with the execute. With both of these changes, it will ensure it will be much harder for multiple users to all reach the maximum stack count of the set in a trial. Yeah. My main problem with this is, it was said on the PTS, like last PTS, the set is too OP, it's gonna be power creep, pure, Zenimax just ignore all the feedback. People get used to the set, they like it because it gives them so much power. And now it gets nerfed and people are pissed because they're used to the power they have gotten. Right? Could have been avoided, like a lot of things. As a closing note, we will be monitoring our effectiveness of Kiss Curse or risk versus reward sets better in the future. And trying to make penalties that are harder to bypass when it... Yeah. I mean, it's nice that they say this. They would actually have to play the game. Or like trials, like just PvP in general. Because most people that make these changes or create these sets don't really play the game. So how the hell are they supposed to create things in endgame, right? Like it doesn't. That's not that. If you don't understand the game, it's hard to balance it around. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just doesn't feel like it. PvP sourced, like they're basically playing the Excel stat sheet, pretty much the calculator, I guess. PvP sourced, increased armor from this set. Okay. Olorim reduces the duration of the area affected Grand Mage from this set to 5 seconds. Okay, increase the duration 20. Okay. Okay, so sure, that's a circle, that's not too big of a deal. It was 30 seconds, then they nerfed it to 10, it goes back up to 20. Okay, sure, whatever. We will see how this turns out compared to spell power cure, items, traits, bloodfire, increase the bonus weapon and spell damage traits. Granted against a target to a maximum of 350 per trait up from 250. This was to make up for the fact that trait does not inherit percentage increase. Yeah, okay. So I actually thought about this. I'm like, well, does this actually give... Because things that apply directly to abilities sometimes don't give the increase modifiers, like they don't get the modifiers from brutality or sorcery. So it was the case here too. To make up for this, they buffed it. Okay, so now it actually might be a lot stronger. I'm not sure. I haven't done any tests yet. Yeah. They might change it again, so let's wait another 1-2 weeks. That's about it. Yeah. So usually there's only fixes, so they made a few adjustments. They wrote half an essay for the Fresh and Stranglers. There's a lot of other mythic items. Ring of the Wild Hunt causes these things like crazy in Cyrodiil, like the server can't catch you pretty much. It's completely broken. Malakath ring is like so OP. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm still busy testing all the new stuff they brought and working on the new website. It probably will be another, like the next week will probably be a small amount of changes, and then the week after that there will be a lot of changes. But keep in mind, all this could change. Like, as long as it's not live, don't take it for granted. Very important. That's about it. I don't really have more to say to this. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm not really, like at this point, all the new features are nice, like the new content, the scaling, nice, the housing systems, balance changes. I just feel like it's a waste of time. They just buff, nerf. It feels like just they do it so they have to do something. Like they don't know what to do with their time. Resources are not well spent. They could work on the champion points system, which they like stopped increasing like 2 years ago. Do we have to wait another 2 years for them to figure out what they want to do with it because they keep pushing it away? I don't know. Don't like it. Anyway, thanks for watching and peace.